Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Urdu ebook before it's gone.
In this video, you'll learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Urdu. Hi everybody, my name is Shaz. Welcome to 800 Core Urdu Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Urdu. But there is a twist. With each new lesson in this series will include the previous lessons at the end. So after you have learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you have learned. In the previous lessons, reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at urdupod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard decks, and finally, Masters in Urdu. Let's get started. First is kadahi, frying pan. कड़ाही, कड़ाही, फ्राइंग पैन। ये कड़ाही बहुत सस्ती है। This frying pan is very cheap. ये कड़ाही बहुत सस्ती है। Cutting board, cutting board, cutting board, cutting board, cutting board. बावर्ची कटिंग बोर्ड पर उबला हुआ सख्त अंडा काट रहा है. The cook is cutting a hard-boiled egg on the cutting board. बावर्ची कटिंग बोर्ड पर उबला हुआ सख्त अंडा काट रहा है. बेसन, sink, बेसन, बेसन, sink. बेसन तकरीबन भरा हुआ है. The sink is almost full. बेसन तकरीबन भरा हुआ है. प्याला, bowl, प्याला, प्याला, bowl. प्याला खाली है. The bowl is empty. प्याला खाली है. निकलने का रास्ता, exit, निकलने का रास्ता, निकलने का रास्ता, exit. निकलने का रास्ता कहाँ है? Where is the exit? निकलने का रास्ता कहाँ है? नक्शा, map, नक्शा, नक्शा, map. बराए मेहरबानी नक्शा दें. Please give the map. बराए मेहरबानी नक्शा दें. Suitcase, 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 suitcase. अपने कीमती सामान को सूटकेस में मत छोड़ें. Do not leave valuables in your suitcase. अपने कीमती सामान को सूटकेस में मत छोड़ें. सयाह, tourist, सयाह, सयाह, tourist. सियाही मालूमात के मरकज़ के सामने मिलते हैं. Let's meet in front of the tourist information. सयाही मालूमात के मरकज के सामने मिलते हैं. सियासत, पॉलिटिक्स. सियासत, सियासत, पॉलिटिक्स. वो हमेशा सियासत के बारे में बात करता है. He always talks about politics. वो हमेशा सियासत के बारे में बात करता है. हयातियात, बायोलॉजी. हयातियात, हयातियात, बायोलॉजी. हयातियात जानदारों का मुतालिया है. Biology is the study of living organisms. हयातियात जानदारों का मुतालिया है. कीमिया, chemistry. कीमिया, कीमिया, chemistry. लेबोरेटरी कीमिया के बारे में जानने के लिए जगह है. The laboratory is a place to learn about chemistry. लेबोरेटरी कीमिया के बारे में जानने के लिए जगह है. तबीयत, फिजिक्स. तबीयत, तबीयत, फिजिक्स. मैं तबीयत की बुनियादी बातें जानता हूँ. I know the basics of physics. मैं तबीयत की बुनियादी बातें जानता हूँ. मौशियात, economics. मौशियात, मुआशियात, economics. इस यूनिवर्सिटी में मुआशियात के कोर्स बेहतरीन हैं. In this university, the economics courses are excellent. इस यूनिवर्सिटी में मुआशियात के कोर्स बेहतरीन हैं. डालना, put. डालना, डालना, put. थोड़ी कम चीनी डालें. Put in a little less sugar. थोड़ी कम चीनी डालें. याद रखना, remember. याद रखना, याद रखना, remember. मैं याद रखने की कोशिश करूंगा. I will try to remember. मैं याद रखने की कोशिश करूंगा. पकड़ना, hold. पकड़ना, पकड़ना, hold. एक हाथ से गुलदान पकड़ना खतरनाक है. It's dangerous to hold a vase with one hand. एक हाथ से गुलदान पकड़ना खतरनाक है. खरीदारी की टोकरी, शॉपिंग कार्ट. खरीदारी की टोकरी, खरीदारी की टोकरी, शॉपिंग कार्ट. खरीदारी की टोकरी खाली है. The shopping cart is empty. खरीदारी की टोकरी खाली है. प्लास्टिक का बैग, प्लास्टिक बैग, प्लास्टिक का बैग, प्लास्टिक का बैग, प्लास्टिक बैग. आदमी सब्जियों से भरा हुआ प्लास्टिक का बैग ले जा रहा है. The man is carrying a plastic bag full of vegetables. आदमी सब्जियों से भरा हुआ प्लास्टिक का बैग ले जा रहा है. Comedy, 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 comedy. वो कॉमेडी देख रहे हैं और हंस रहे हैं. They are watching a comedy and laughing. वो कॉमेडी देख रहे हैं और हंस रहे हैं. Novel, 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 novel. बानो कुत्सिया ने बहुत से नावल लिखे. बानो कुत्सिया wrote many novels. बानो कुत्सिया ने बहुत से नावल लिखे. Well done. In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at urdupod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversation. You will also get the example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time. Alvida.
Hi everyone! How are your Urdu listening skills? In this video, you'll have a chance to test them out with a quiz. First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
एक खातून एक बुक स्टोर पर स्टोर क्लर्क से कुछ मांग रही है। ये खातून कौन सी किताब देखना चाहती है? मुआफ़ कीजिएगा, मैं इस शेल्फ पर रखी एक किताब देखना चाहती हूँ।
आप कौन सी किताब देखना पसंद करेंगी?
वो जो कारों के बारे में है।
एक मिनट प्लीज़। क्या ये किताब?
जी हाँ, यही किताब।
ये लीजिए।
ये खातून कौन सी किताब देखना चाहती है? एक खातून एक बुक स्टोर पर स्टोर क्लर्क से कुछ मांग रही है। ये खातून कौन सी किताब देखना चाहती है? मुआफ़ कीजिएगा, मैं इस शेल्फ पर रखी एक किताब देखना चाहती हूँ।
आप कौन सी किताब देखना पसंद करेंगी?
वो जो कारों के बारे में है।
एक मिनट प्लीज़। क्या ये किताब?
जी हाँ, यही किताब।
ये लीजिए।
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time. How are your Urdu listening skills? First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
एक रेस्टोरेंट में एक मर्द और एक खातून मेन्यू देख रहे हैं। मर्द क्या ऑर्डर करने जा रहा है?
आप क्या ऑर्डर करेंगी?
लगता है पिज़्ज़ा जायकेदार होगा। मेरा ख्याल है मैं वही लूँगी।
मैंने कल ही पिज़्ज़ा खाया है, इसलिए।
ठीक है, तो फिर हैमबर्गर के बारे में क्या ख्याल है?
बेहतर है, मैं वही लूँगा।
मर्द क्या ऑर्डर करने जा रहा है? एक रेस्टोरेंट में एक मर्द और एक खातून मेन्यू देख रहे हैं। मर्द क्या ऑर्डर करने जा रहा है?
आप क्या ऑर्डर करेंगी?
लगता है पिज़्ज़ा जायकेदार होगा। मेरा ख्याल है मैं वही लूँगी।
मैंने कल ही पिज़्ज़ा खाया है, इसलिए।
ठीक है, तो फिर हैमबर्गर के बारे में क्या ख्याल है?
बेहतर है, मैं वो ही लूँगा।
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time. How are your Urdu listening skills? First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
एक मर्द डॉक्टर के दफ्तर फ़ोन कर रहा है। उसे किस वक्त तक डॉक्टर के दफ्तर पहुंच जाना चाहिए? हेलो, मैं आपकी क्या मदद कर सकती हूँ?
आज किस वक्त आपका दफ्तर बंद होगा?
हम 6 बजे बंद करेंगे, लेकिन बराहे करम 5:30 बजे से कबल आ जाएं।
ठीक है, शुक्रिया।
उसे किस वक्त तक डॉक्टर के दफ्तर पहुंच जाना चाहिए? एक मर्द डॉक्टर के दफ्तर फ़ोन कर रहा है। उसे किस वक्त तक डॉक्टर के दफ्तर पहुंच जाना चाहिए? हेलो, मैं आपकी क्या मदद कर सकती हूँ?
आज किस वक्त आपका दफ्तर बंद होगा?
हम 6 बजे बंद करेंगे, लेकिन बराहे करम 5:30 बजे से कबल आ जाएं।
ठीक है, शुक्रिया।
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time. How are your Urdu listening skills? First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
एक लड़का अपनी जर्नल से पढ़ रहा है। आज के दिन लड़के ने सबसे पहला काम क्या किया?
आज मौसम बड़ा सुहाना था। मैं दोपहर में पूल पर स्विमिंग के लिए गया और शाम को मैं एक फ़िल्म देखने गया। मैंने भी सुबह भर पढ़ाई की। आज का दिन बुरा नहीं रहा।
आज के दिन लड़के ने सबसे पहला काम क्या किया? एक लड़का अपनी जर्नल से पढ़ रहा है। आज के दिन लड़के ने सबसे पहला काम क्या किया?
आज मौसम बड़ा सुहाना था। मैं दोपहर में पूल पर स्विमिंग के लिए गया और शाम को मैं एक फ़िल्म देखने गया। मैंने भी सुबह भर पढ़ाई की। आज का दिन बुरा नहीं रहा।
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time. How are your Urdu listening skills? First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
एक मर्द और एक खातून एक तस्वीर देख रहे हैं। वो कौन सी तस्वीर देख रहे हैं? क्या ये इस फुटबॉल टीम की तस्वीर नहीं है, जिसमें आपका बेटा भी है? आपका बेटा कौन सा है?
ये है।
ओहो, वो सबसे लंबा है।
जी हाँ, वो तो मुझसे भी लंबा है।
वो कौन सी तस्वीर देख रहे हैं? एक मर्द और एक खातून एक तस्वीर देख रहे हैं। वो कौन सी तस्वीर देख रहे हैं? क्या ये इस फुटबॉल टीम की तस्वीर नहीं है, जिसमें आपका बेटा भी है? आपका बेटा कौन सा है?
ये है।
ओहो, वो सबसे लंबा है।
जी हाँ, वो तो मुझसे भी लंबा है।
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम। मेरा नाम अफ़रा है। आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई। Hi, my name is Afra. Nice to meet you. Welcome to urdupod101.com's 3 minute में उर्दू, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Urdu. In this series, you are going to learn basic Urdu expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Urdu. There are only 2 sentences you need to know. Assalamu alaikum. मेरा नाम अफ़रा है। आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई। Hi, my name is Afra. Nice to meet you. Start by saying Assalamu alaikum. Then say मेरा नाम, then your name, and then say है. Please repeat after me. Assalamu alaikum. मेरा नाम, your name, है. Finally, say आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई. आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई. Together we have Assalamu alaikum. मेरा नाम अफ़रा है. आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई. Let's take a closer look at the first sentence. First is the phrase Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum in Urdu is equivalent to hello. Next is mera, meaning my. This is a way to refer to yourself which can be used by both men and women. Next we have naam, meaning name. Then you say your name, and finally we have hai. Hai is attached to the end of the sentence and literally means to exist. In the first sentence, we have the construction mera plus naam plus your name plus hai. The structure of simple Urdu sentences is different from English. In Urdu, the word order is subject, object, verb. The second sentence we have is आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई. आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई can be used by both men and women. It means nice to meet you. It is used when meeting someone for the first time. आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई. आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई. Again, all together it is Assalamu alaikum. मेरा नाम अफ़रा है. आपसे मिलकर खुशी हुई. Now it's time for Afra's advice. Pakistani people do generally shake hands with people of the same gender and often hug them as well. If you're unsure, just say Assalamu alaikum and shake hands with people of the same gender as you. However, in a business situation or with people from the opposite gender, you might refrain from shaking hands. Do you know how we say thank you in Urdu? You will learn how to say this and many other words in the next lesson. फिर मिलेंगे. See you then. Assalamu alaikum. मेरा नाम अफ़रा है. Hi, my name is Afra. Welcome to urdupod101.com's 3 minute में Urdu, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Urdu. In the last lesson, you learned how to introduce yourself in Urdu. In this lesson, you are going to learn how to use good manners when you thank people. क्या आप तैयार हैं? Are you ready? तो चलिए शुरू करें. So let's begin. Saying thank you in Urdu is very easy. It's just one word. Shukriya. Shukriya. Shukriya means thank you. You can emphasize shukriya by adding बहुत, which means very much. So it becomes बहुत shukriya. बहुत shukriya. Thank you very much. So now you have learned how to say thank you in Urdu. But how will you reply if someone else says thank you to you? In Urdu, you are welcome is sometimes expressed as आपका खैर मुकद्दम है. आपका खैर मुकद्दम है. You can also respond to someone who has thanked you by using another expression. This is कोई बात नहीं, which literally means it's nothing. कोई बात नहीं. कोई बात नहीं. So when someone says shukriya to you, you can simply reply with कोई बात नहीं or आपका खैर मुकद्दम है. Now it's time for Afra's advice. Pakistanis do not always use the expressions for thank you and you are welcome in everyday situations. It is a concept literally translated from English. Native speakers often show politeness simply by using polite pronouns and verb forms while speaking. Do you know what Subha Bakhair means? In our next lesson, you will learn this and other greetings in Urdu. फिर मिलेंगे. See you then. Assalamu alaikum. मेरा नाम अफरा है. Hi, my name is Afra. Welcome to UrduPod101.com's 3 minute में Urdu, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Urdu. In the last lesson, you learned how to show gratitude to people by saying shukriya. In this lesson, you will learn some of the most common greetings used in Pakistan. क्या आप तैयार हैं? Are you ready? तो चलिए शुरू करें. So let's begin. Let's start with a greeting you are sure to have heard before. Assalamu alaikum. This is a phrase that is so closely associated with Pakistan and Islamic culture that it has become famous all over the world. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. The phrase Assalamu alaikum is actually Arabic for peace be on you. We use it as a formal as well as a friendly greeting. It's used when people meet at any time of the day, morning, noon, or evening. Use this and you will surely impress your Pakistani friends. In Urdu, using different greetings for each time of the day is not very common. When talking to friends, we usually just use the English phrases, but there are equivalent Urdu versions. They are just not used that often. If you meet someone before noon, you can say Subha Bakhair. Subha Bakhair. For later in the day, you can say Sham Bakhair. Sham Bakhair. But most of the time, you can just say Assalamu alaikum and not worry about it. Now let's move on to the expressions we use for saying goodbye in Urdu. A parting expression that we can use for all occasions is phir milenge, which means see you. Phir milenge. Phir milenge. The first word phir means again, and the second word milenge means we will meet. Let's look at one more expression. Alvida. Alvida is an Urdu word which means farewell. Alvida. Alvida. It is an appropriate choice when parting for a long time or forever. Now it's time for Afra's advice. As we learned in this lesson, Assalamu alaikum can be used at any time of the day. But this all-around greeting is not just for saying hello, but for saying goodbye as well. It really is a very useful phrase and you should remember it by heart. In the next lesson, you will learn the meaning of the phrase, क्या आप अंग्रेजी बोलते हैं? Do you already know it? I'll be waiting to tell you about it in our next lesson. फिर मिलेंगे. Assalamu alaikum. मेरा नाम अफरा है. Hi, my name is Afra. Welcome to UrduPod101.com's 3 minute में Urdu, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Urdu. In the last lesson, you learned the most common forms of greetings in Urdu. Do you remember them? In this lesson, you are going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you are asking it in Urdu, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you are saying, even if their answer is no. Let's start with the formal expression. First, though, take note that in Urdu, verbs change depending on the number and gender of the noun. So when asking a man if he speaks English, you would say, क्या आप अंग्रेजी बोलते हैं? क्या आप अंग्रेजी बोलते हैं? But to ask a woman if she speaks English, you would say, क्या आप अंग्रेजी बोलती हैं? क्या आप अंग्रेजी बोलती हैं? Let's have a closer look. First, we have kya, a question marker which comes at the beginning of the sentence. Next is aap. This is the respectful word for you and is used in formal situations. You should always use it with people you don't know or with elders. Next, we have angrezi, which means English. Next is the verb bolte, meaning to speak. It is used when the subject is masculine. We use bolti when the subject is feminine. And finally, we have hain. Hain is a sentence-ending particle used with aap. Once more, when asking a man, it's क्या आप अंग्रेजी बोलते हैं? And when asking a woman, क्या आप अंग्रेजी बोलती हैं? Now let's make this sentence informal. First, we need to use the informal version of you, which is tum. If we change the word for you, we will also change the sentence ending particle to ho. Everything else stays the same. When speaking to younger people, it's acceptable to use this informal form, in which case you will say, क्या तुम अंग्रेजी बोलते हो? To ask a young man or a boy, क्या तुम अंग्रेजी बोलते हो? And when you're asking a young woman or a girl, you will say, क्या तुम अंग्रेजी बोलती हो? क्या तुम अंग्रेजी बोलती हो? The responses you will receive could be one of these three. हाँ, yes, हाँ, थोड़ी बहुत, a little, थोड़ी, बहुत, नहीं, no, I don't, नहीं. Now let's review one more time. To ask a man in a formal situation if he speaks English, we would say, क्या आप अंग्रेजी बोलते हैं? And to ask a woman in a formal situation, we would say, क्या आप अंग्रेजी बोलती हैं? To ask a man in an informal situation, we would say, क्या तुम अंग्रेजी बोलते हो? And to ask a woman in an informal situation, we would say, क्या तुम अंग्रेजी बोलती हो? Now it's time for Afra's advice. Pakistan was once for a long time part of the British Empire. And so today, English is one of the official languages of Pakistan. When visiting tourist areas, you are sure to meet many people who can communicate with you in English. Still, a large part of the population cannot understand English, and you can never go wrong knowing the local language. How do you say, I'm sorry in Urdu? In the next lesson, we will learn ways to apologize. It's never too late to show your good manners with Pakistani people. I'll see you in our next lesson. फिर मिलेंगे. Assalamu alaikum. मेरा नाम अफरा है. Hi, my name is Afra. Welcome to UrduPod101.com's 3 minute में Urdu, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Urdu. In the last lesson, you learned the phrase, क्या आप अंग्रेजी बोलते हैं? Meaning, do you speak English? In this lesson, you are going to learn how to apologize in Urdu. There are a number of ways to apologize. But in a formal situation, you should use maaf kijiye. Maaf kijiye. The first word maaf literally means forgive, and kijiye is a polite form of the verb meaning please do. So this expression actually means something like forgive me please. Now let's hear it again. Maaf kijiye. Maaf kijiye is used in formal situations when you're communicating with someone you have met for the first time, with elders, and usually also when communicating with women. It is not used among friends or people who are informal with each other. The informal way to say I'm sorry is maaf karo. Maaf karo. Let's review. Maaf kijiye is the formal way to say I'm sorry or excuse me. Maaf karo is the informal way to say I'm sorry or excuse me. These are all versatile phrases with a few different meanings, depending on the situation. Whether you are trying to get someone's attention for a question or making your way through a crowded area, or apologizing for stepping on someone's foot, these are all phrases you could use. Now imagine someone says maaf kijiye to you after having done something wrong. How would you respond? In this case, the proper phrase is koi baat nahi. Koi baat nahi. This means something like it doesn't matter. Koi baat nahi. You might remember this phrase from lesson 2. It is the same phrase you can use when responding to someone thanking you. Now it's time for Afra's advice. If someone bumps into you on the streets in Pakistan, don't expect an excuse me, especially in the big cities. Pakistanis are usually very friendly people, but just don't consider excusing themselves for bumping into someone as time well spent. Big crowds are very common in big cities. Unless someone pushes you over so hard you fell on the ground, keep walking. Are you able to count in Urdu? In the next lesson, you will learn the numbers in Urdu from 1 to 10. I'll be waiting for you in our next lesson. फिर मिलेंगे.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1. Find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. This is Afra and welcome to our series Urdu Top Words. And our today's lesson is Top 10 Phrases to Amaze Native Speakers. Let's get started. आपका शुक्रिया, लेकिन मैं असल में पैदाइशी बोलने वाला नहीं हूँ. आपका शुक्रिया, लेकिन मैं असल में पैदाइशी बोलने वाली नहीं हूँ. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. आपका शुक्रिया, लेकिन मैं असल में पैदाइशी बोलने वाला नहीं हूँ. आपका शुक्रिया, लेकिन मैं असल में पैदाइशी बोलने वाली नहीं हूँ. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. I would say it would be quite a compliment if you can receive that kind of appreciation after learning Urdu from urdupod101.com. मैं 3 साल में एक मुकामी बोलने वाले की तरह उर्दू बोलूँगा. मैं 3 साल में एक मुकामी बोलने वाले की तरह उर्दू बोलूँगी. I will speak Urdu like a native speaker in 3 years. मैं 3 साल में एक मकामी बोलने वाले की तरह उर्दू बोलूँगा. मैं 3 साल में एक मकामी बोलने वाले की तरह उर्दू बोलूँगी. I will speak Urdu like a native speaker in 3 years. मैं 10 साल से उर्दू सीख रहा हूँ. मैं 10 साल से उर्दू सीख रही हूँ. I have been learning Urdu for 10 years. मैं 10 साल से उर्दू सीख रहा हूँ. मैं 10 साल से उर्दू सीख रही हूँ. I have been learning Urdu for 10 years. मैं सबटाइटल्स के बगैर पाकिस्तानी फिल्में देख सकता हूँ. मैं सबटाइटल्स के बगैर पाकिस्तानी फिल्में देख सकती हूँ. I can watch Pakistani movies without subtitles. मैं सबटाइटल्स के बगैर पाकिस्तानी फिल्में देख सकता हूँ. मैं सबटाइटल्स के बगैर पाकिस्तानी फिल्में देख सकती हूँ. I can watch Pakistani movies without subtitles. Wow, that's quite impressive, I think. मैं उर्दू के तकरीबन 50 नए अल्फाज एक दिन में याद कर सकता हूँ. मैं उर्दू के तकरीबन 50 नए अल्फाज एक दिन में याद कर सकती हूँ. I can memorize around 50 new Urdu words in a day. मैं उर्दू के तकरीबन 50 नए अल्फाज एक दिन में याद कर सकता हूँ. मैं उर्दू के तकरीबन 50 नए अल्फाज एक दिन में याद कर सकती हूँ. I can memorize around 50 new Urdu words in a day. उर्दू मज़ेदार है और सीखने में आसान है. उर्दू is fun and easy to learn. उर्दू मज़ेदार है और सीखने में आसान है. उर्दू is fun and easy to learn. उर्दू जानने के अलावा मैं चंद दीगर ज़बानें भी बोल सकता हूँ. उर्दू जानने के अलावा मैं चंद दीगर ज़बानें भी बोल सकती हूँ. Apart from knowing Urdu, I can speak a few other languages as well. उर्दू जानने के अलावा मैं चंद दीगर ज़बानें भी बोल सकता हूँ. उर्दू जानने के अलावा मैं चंद दीगर ज़बानें भी बोल सकती हूँ. Apart from knowing Urdu, I can speak a few other languages as well. मैं तमाम उर्दू खुद से सीख रहा हूँ. मैं तमाम उर्दू खुद से सीख रही हूँ. I am learning Urdu all by myself. मैं तमाम उर्दू खुद से सीख रहा हूँ. मैं तमाम उर्दू खुद से सीख रही हूँ. I am learning Urdu all by myself. जो कुछ आपने कहा मैं मुकम्मल तौर पर सब कुछ समझ गई. जो कुछ आपने कहा मैं मुकम्मल तौर पर सब कुछ समझ गया. I completely understood everything you said. जो कुछ आपने कहा है मैं मुकम्मल तौर पर सब कुछ समझ गई. जो कुछ आपने कहा मैं मुकम्मल तौर पर सब कुछ समझ गया. I completely understood everything you said. मैं नई और पुरानी उर्दू जानता हूँ. मैं नई और पुरानी उर्दू जानती हूँ. I know old and new Urdu. मैं नई और पुरानी उर्दू जानता हूँ. मैं नई और पुरानी उर्दू जानती हूँ. I know old and new Urdu. I think this is one of the most impressive phrases that you can say to anyone. Thank you for watching this video. This is the end of our lesson. If you liked our video, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe down below and do check our website www.urdupod101.com. See you until next time. Allah Hafiz.
In this video, you will learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Urdu. Hi everybody, my name is Afra. Welcome to the 800 Core Urdu Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Urdu. But there's a twist. With each new lesson in this series, we'll include the previous lessons at the end. So after you have learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at urdupod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Urdu. Okay, let's get started. First is kutta, dog. Kutta, kutta, dog. क्या वो कुत्ता आपका है? Is that your dog? क्या वो कुत्ता आपका है? बिल्ली, cat, बिल्ली, बिल्ली.
cat. स्याह बिल्ली स्क्रीन के सामने चल रही है. The black cat is walking across the screen. स्याह बिल्ली स्क्रीन के सामने चल रही है. Hamster. 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 Hamster दिन के वक्त सोना पसंद करते हैं. Hamsters like to sleep during the day. Hamster दिन के वक्त सोना पसंद करते हैं. गरम. Warm. गरम. गरम. Warm. आज एक गरम दिन था. Today was a warm day. आज एक गरम दिन था. बारिश. Rain. बारिश. बारिश. Rain. आज बारिश का इम्कान है. There is a possibility of rain today. आज बारिश का इम्कान है. टमाटर. Tomato. टमाटर. टमाटर. Tomato. मैंने 4 टमाटर खरीदे. I purchased 4 tomatoes. मैंने 4 टमाटर खरीदे. Strawberry. 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 आप स्ट्रॉबेरी तमाम साल खरीद सकते हैं, लेकिन वो गर्मियों में बेहतरीन जायका देती हैं. You can buy strawberries all year round, but they taste best in summer. आप स्ट्रॉबेरी तमाम साल खरीद सकते हैं, लेकिन वो गर्मियों में बेहतरीन जायका देती हैं. Cherry. 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 मैं चेरी खाना चाहता हूँ. I want to eat cherries. मैं चेरी खाना चाहता हूँ. बच्चा. Child. बच्चा. बच्चा. Child. बच्चा अपने आने वाले डिज्नीलैंड के सफर का इंतजार कर रहा था. The child was looking forward for his upcoming trip to Disneyland. बच्चा अपने आने वाले डिज्नीलैंड के सफर का इंतजार कर रहा था. दोस्त. Friend. दोस्त. दोस्त. Friend. आपके दोस्त 8 बजे आए थे. Your friends came at 8 o'clock. आपके दोस्त 8 बजे आए थे. बालिग. Adult. बालिग. बालिग. Adult. आप बालिग हैं और खुद फैसला कर सकते हैं. You're already an adult and can make decisions by yourself. आप बालिग हैं और खुद फैसला कर सकते हैं. साइकिल. Bicycle. साइकिल. साइकिल. Bicycle. साइकिल चलाना माहौल और सेहत दोनों के लिए मुफीद है. Riding bicycle is beneficial to both environment and health. साइकिल चलाना माहौल और सेहत दोनों के लिए मुफीद है. कार, car, कार, कार, car. उसने एक नीले रंग की कार का इंतखाब किया. He chose a blue car. उसने एक नीले रंग की कार का इंतखाब किया. Motorcycle, 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 motorcycle. मोटरसाइकिल की सवारी खतरनाक है. Riding a motorcycle is dangerous. मोटरसाइकिल की सवारी खतरनाक है. Scooter, 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 scooter. शहर में स्कूटर चलाने में आसानी है. Scooters are easy to drive in the city. शहर में स्कूटर चलाने में आसानी है. कश्ती, boat, कश्ती, कश्ती, boat. मुझे कश्ती की सवारी का शौक है. I'm fond of boat rides. मुझे कश्ती की सवारी का शौक है. Jellyfish, 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 jellyfish. जेलीफिश पानी में डुबकियां लगा रही हैं. The jellyfish are bobbing in the water. जेलीफिश पानी में डुबकियां लगा रही हैं. Lobster, 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 lobster. Lobster बहुत महंगे हैं. Lobsters are very expensive. Lobster बहुत महंगे हैं. केकड़ा, crab, केकड़ा, केकड़ा, crab. दो केकड़े पत्थर पर चल रहे हैं. The two crabs are walking on a rock. दो केकड़े पत्थर पर चल रहे हैं. कछवा, turtle, कछवा, कछवा, turtle. समुद्री कछवा समुद्र में तैर रहा है. The sea turtle is swimming in the sea. समुद्री कछवा समुद्र में तैर रहा है. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at urdupod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You will also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time. Alvida.
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1, surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day. Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Urdu ebook before it's gone.